Minister, I fully recognise that the use of e-scooters is more prevalent in our communities and welcome the introduction of legislation to cover both shared schemes and private use. However, it's abundantly clear that there are amendments required to ensure the safety of disabled pedestrians, and include visually impaired people and people who are deaf or hard of hearing and those with limited mobility within the legislation. I mean, under no circumstance should e-scooters be permitted for usage on footpaths. I mean, it's an absolute must for disabled pedestrians and those with limited mobility. The legislation currently allows for a maximum speed, I think it's 20 kilometres per hour, but I think this should be reduced to 12 kilometres per hour in line with other European countries, and consideration given to lower speeds around certain areas such as schools. An alert vehicular acoustic system should be required on all e-scooters so that it can be heard approaching. I mean, EU Regulation 540/2014 mandates all manufacturers to equip their new electric and hybrid vehicles with this system by the 1st of July of this year. While this regulation does not cover e-scooters, it presents an opportunity for Ireland to lead out on legislation in this area. Also, there should be designated parking bays for e-scooters, which should be enclosed with high contrast and off the pedestrian access way in order to prevent injuries for disabled pedestrians and those with limited mobility. There must be areas within each community where e-scooters are prohibited from use, such as in shared use spaces, areas with high footfall that are congested, high-risk areas such as shared cycle lanes and those not segregated from bus stops. Provision for insurance and at least a provisional licence must be included within the legislation. I mean, the requirement to hold a provisional licence is aligned with the age requirements within the legislation, and it would ensure that the people who are using e-scooters would have a thorough understanding of the rules of the road. It's also essential that e-scooters have accessible registration plates so that if they break the rules of the road, riders can be identified and fined or prosecuted. Minister, internationally there have been rollbacks and bans introduced as a result of injuries to the public caused by e-scooters. Ireland has an opportunity to lead the way in the introduction of legislation that recognises safety for all road users at its core. The amendments outlined above, which I intend introducing, are the baseline requirements that must be included within the Road Traffic and Roads Bill 2021 to ensure the safety of disabled pedestrians and those with limited mobility.